Okay, today I'm making a soap that I'm calling Gracelynn. It's a specialty soap for my baby granddaughter, Gracelynn. And this is not a soap that I'm going to share with other people because I'm making the entire thing for my daughter and my grandchildren. The soap has breast milk in it, which is considered amazing for rashes and that kind of thing. Also, my lye water, you can probably see here, it's kind of a yellow. This has breast milk in it, coconut milk in it, aloe vera in it, and let's see, oh, colloidal silver is in it. And I'm going to super fat today with cocoa butter at about 8 or 9% super fat, so it'll be really, really moisturizing. Also, this is going to be strictly olive oil and coconut milk as far as the oils go. And as you can see, it's a hot process. I haven't done a video on a hot process yet, so that's what we're doing today. So let's get moving on this. This is really interesting. I've never seen it be clumpy. So, but yeah, I think between the coconut milk, the breast milk, and the aloe vera, it kind of chunked up, so, but it'll all blend down just beautifully. Not worried about that at all. I'm going to give it a light little stir here. Guess I could pull this a little closer. You can see better. And I think I'm going to put on another light, so it will help because we're having a very cloudy, rainy day today. That's better. Okay. So, yeah, I love hot process because you can use the soap right away if you wanted to. The longer you wait, the harder it gets, but you can use it right away. You gotta mix this until you get it really thick, like a really dense pudding. See, it's completely smoothed out. I don't know if you can see the clumps, the curdling sort of like is completely gone. Can't even see it on here, so. Colloidal silver is known to be amazing for healing. Breast milk, oh my goodness. I think God knew what he was doing when he made breast milk for humans to give to their babies, because it's not just good on the inside, it's good on the outside. And you know, if anyone ever wanted me to make soap for them from their breast milk, I would be more than willing to do that. So if you're watching this and that's something you're interested in, just look me up, Little Red River Soaps. Our email is littleredriversoap@gmail.com. So just write to me, Angela. See, it's tracing, but it's not thick yet. So I can get a little bit closer, maybe you could see, I don't know, maybe not. And now it's getting really thick. This is darker color than normal, and I think that has to do with the different ingredients, the colloidal silver, the coconut milk, and it's going to alter the color. So this is a hot from the beginning. This isn't starting at a low temperature. This is a high temperature hot process. If you've never done anything like this before, it'd be a really good idea to go and look into how it's done. I started out with my oils at about 170 degrees, and my lye solution was about 200. So that's really a hot start. So this will go really quickly. You have to be very, very vigilant. You can't walk away from it. When it gets thick enough that you need two hands, you're pretty close. Oops. That shot out. Okay, get my cigarette back in again. Oops. Gatorade bottle in the sink. Clean this off a little bit. I want to try to save as much as possible and not waste, since this is a very specialty soap. My granddaughter's name, if I didn't already say, is Gracelynn. She is my namesake. My middle name is Lynn, so poor little thing though, she's had problems with exposure to laundry soap that didn't agree with her. So we're making something here, hopefully, that will help heal her skin. And once it's all the way cooked up, that's when I will add the cocoa butter as a super fat. And I'm going to add some chamomile essential oil and some water lily. So hopefully it will smell amazing. Mixed up quite a bit. I don't think I'm going to need this whole thing, but this is actually about 2.5 ounces by weight. So anyway, I will be back when this thing starts to do its deal. It's going to start boiling and it'll rise up and almost volcano. I've got to be really careful I don't let that happen. That would be a disaster. No volcanoing allowed. So I will be back shortly. Okay, I'm back. I don't know if you can see this, but see how it's starting to curl over on itself here? That's exactly what we're looking to have happen. When it gets all the way to the top, I will start down with this. And it's getting close. All right, there we go. I don't know if you can see the color of this. It almost looks like a Vaseline kind of thing. And when the whole thing gets that Vaseline-y, which this looks like it's going to go pretty quick, it's because I started hot to begin with. When that happens, it's basically done. So that's what I love about hot process. You can't do, well, you can, I shouldn't say that. The really fancy pours with color and the swirls and all that stuff, it's a little harder to do with a hot process soap. But it can be done. I've done a little bit of it, but not anything like I do with cold process. But the hot process is the benefit of being really gentle, one, and two, it's quick. I mean, you can make it and you could literally use it that day. It's not really recommended because it gets harder and better over time and it lasts a lot longer. But yeah, this is close. This is really close. I don't know if the camera is picking this up, but like underneath there's a white, kind of a whiter color. And that's the part, we need it to kind of volcano up again and continue to cook. And it will. So I will come back then and I'll show you some more. It's a whole lot of standing here. It's about as interesting as watching paint dry to watch it at this stage. So I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. If you can see, this is really rising up again. You can hear that kind of a crackly sound. That tells you it's not done. But it's getting very, very close. It's a lot of air bubbles in the sodium hydroxide, the lye solution, as it eats up the oils and the oils eat up the lye, and you end up with a neutral product that is so gentle, so much gentler than anything you're going to find on the market. Any of the newer soaps, unless they state otherwise, are a detergent, not a soap. And a soap is referring to the saponification of sodium hydroxide or lye as it is consumed by fats. But oh, we're very, very close. Very close. Yeah, I didn't really love the hot process the first few times that I made it, but I got to where I like it better. I enjoy so much making the cold process. It's just beautiful, and it's fun. This is too, don't get me wrong. But you get to see this marvelous work of art at the end of a cold process thing. At least that's what you're hoping for, is a marvelous work of art. And with hot process, you may not get that Picasso of soap, but it smells amazing. It holds the fragrance, I think, a little better than cold process does, because the lye doesn't eat the fragrance, because the lye is already dead by the time you go through a cook. Yeah, this is done. I'm gonna check the pH on this, and then but I'm pretty sure we're there. And once I'm sure my pH is good, which it needs to be 8 or below, then I'll add the fragrance. I'll let it cool a little bit just so that the fragrance doesn't burn off. But before I add the fragrance, I still have to add my melted cocoa butter. So, oh yeah, no more crackles. Just this lovely silky sound of hot soap. Okay, I'm going to cover this so I don't lose any moisture. And I'm going to check the pH and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I've checked the pH. We have a perfect, right between a 7 and an 8. Doesn't get much better than that. And this is my cocoa butter, and I'm adding an extra amount of this. So this is probably really close to 8 or 9% of the total soap. Just because it's for a specific purpose, and I want it to be, you know, heavy with cocoa butter, because I think it'll really heal little Gracelynn's skin, or the kids. I hope that that it just works beautifully. And it's not, you know, you can use this not just for a baby. This can be used for your whole family. And breast milk is just amazingly healing, and that's the primary liquid in this batch. And it's a small batch, and it actually smells really good. It's kind of an earthy, clean fragrance without anything in it. So let's turn that off. I'm gonna get a hot pot over here. Take this out. I want it to keep cooking. So, and I'm gonna add a little bit of peach colorant to it today that I've made. Not a huge amount, but anyway. All right. That's probably good. Don't want to put the whole thing in there. I'm gonna stir this in, and once I've got this in, I'll stir my colorant. This is actually several shades darker than it normally is, but all of those additives, you know, you're talking about not water, didn't put water and lye in here. It was breast milk and coconut milk and colloidal silver and aloe vera, so lots of additives. If you're seeing any little like white chunks, that's just stuff that's already turned into soap that dried, so it's not anything yucky. It's just kind of streaky. Okay, I think we've got our fragrance in. Oh, and it smells just lovely. It reminds me kind of a baby shampoo or something like that. Chamomile is so gentle and good. I wasn't going to color this, but since it's such a kind of a tan, I thought, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and, it's hot, go ahead and add a little color to it. I think we've pretty well got it stirred up, so don't want to dump any of that. Okay, and let's move it into our little mold here. Edges here. Usually when I make any soap, I use castor oil in it, and I decided not to with this, not for any reason except that I just kind of wanted to stick with something that was almost a Castile with just olive because of the gentleness. And I went ahead and added coconut because it's just so good for you. So, okay. Well, I'm going to clean up and put my soap in the freezer. I know it doesn't look like a masterpiece work of art, but Oh, it smells super good, and it's hopefully going to be amazing bath soap for my baby granddaughter, Gracelynn. Okay, I'm gonna actually do a little test. This is a little bit of soap that was left over from the one I just made, Gracelynn. So I'm gonna try it and make sure that it suds up well. This is literally still warm, so it's just been cooked. Look at that. We have liftoff. Isn't that lovely? Oh, and it smells so good. I mean, look at this. Great soap. Great suddiness. Been told that there's enough sugar, natural sugars in breast milk, that you don't need castor. So castor oil's biggest benefit that I can see is that it gives you a lot more suds. Makes your soap more sudsy. So that's our test for that one, and I would say we have success. So here is the unmolding and cutting of the soap Gracelynn. I'm hoping that it's cold enough and set up enough. Had trouble with the top. I think I may have undershot my water content. I think I should have had a little bit more water, but I wonder why that made those lines on there. Oh, it was from my using that chopstick. All right. Okay. Now I'm going to make these bars a little smaller. So let's cut off. I'm not going to worry about cutting off an end piece on these. Got a few little pieces. Oh, it's nice in the middle. It's nice and creamy color. Just for the heck of it, I'm going to see what it weighs. 4.6 ounces. That's good. It's baby soap. Baby bars of soap. Yay! So this has been Gracelynn, Little Red River Soap Company. And I thank you for watching, and come back and see us again. Bye.